Hi everyone, my name is Cheryl and I'm the owner of 10 Second Studios. Today we're going to be talking about our VerDay paints. Woodworkers and wood turners and all the people that are involved in the wood arts have suddenly discovered our paints, and so I thought I would do a video showing you some tips and techniques that you can do with our paints because they're very easy to use. They go on practically any surface out there. I've done it on clothing, I've done it onto shoes, I've done it on fabric, walls, I've done it on everything. There's just hardly anything that the paint won't go on and stay on, but it works beautifully on wood. So I want to show you some real cool tips and tricks for it, and just a couple of things, talking a couple of things about the paint itself. So let's get started. So what I have here is a simple wood little plaque. I'm going to put some gloves on, only because this paint can get underneath your fingernails. If you're a guy, you probably don't care. But if you're a woman, you do. You want to totally shake your containers. These paints have metal particles that are suspended into the acrylic base, and they tend to float to the bottom. So you want to shake it really good every time you go to use the paints. They will separate because that's the natural progression of what the paint does. Now, if I'm going to paint something, I'm going to go, let's go and use the copper. I just pour a little bit out onto my surface, take a paintbrush, and slap it on. You don't have to be real careful of where you're going, just get the paint on there. Now you can let this paint dry if you want to have one coat of paint on it. That's not a problem. You can also layer the paints. Now you don't want to mix the paints together, but you can go and layer the colors. And what I mean by that, I'm going to take my brass now, which I sometimes call gold because it looks goldy. Get some of that paint off. Then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to stipple spots. And you can see, I'll give you a little close-up of that, of how it's on there pretty molted-like. So I've got my copper, which is nice and smooth, and then I've kind of stippled on top of it the brass. Now I'm going to put a little bit of iron, because everybody loves iron. I'm going to put that on with my sea sponge. And I'm not mixing it on top, I'm just kind of putting it right on top so you can get kind of an idea of what it's going to look like just on top of there. Now the iron likes to overpower copper, so it will probably totally kill the copper down here. But if you let little bits and pieces of it come through as far as the copper goes, it'll end up looking really pretty. And you can go and get the copper on there and do a real thick effect also, and it would be really gorgeous too, because it then gets this crusty look, which is kind of cool. I'm just going to put that on top. Now, while that is wet, you want to go and take your patina. This is my crusty, rusty bottle that I have. In the kit, we send out, every kit comes with a spray nozzle, so you can put that on and use it. And then all you're going to do is spray the area. You want to be about 3 to 5 inches away from the piece when you spray. It doesn't have to look like a lake. You just want to totally cover all the surface that you have put the paint on. Now, you can go back and spray in another direction, and this will start to activate the paint and the metal particles, and you'll see the cool reaction to it as it dries. Iron is going to take a little bit longer than some of the other colors do, just because it's a thicker agent. It has thicker properties in it because of the iron paint, whereas some of the other colors are going to react and change pretty fast. iron will take the longest. If you do not like the look of this and you want more of a reaction on it, you can always go, let it dry, paint on another coat, spray it again, and it will keep reacting. Now, one of the things about the reacting on it is you have no control over it. After it's done this, you got to walk away. It takes about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes for it to do its bit, but like I said, the iron may take overnight. This cures within 48 hours, and then you can spray it with a sealer when you have it totally done. Like, I like to wait like a week before I spray it, but then I spray it with Valspar. Trying to look to see if I have my can around here, and of course I don't. I think it's outside, but I'll spray it with a Valspar. I get it at Lowe's. You want to use something that is comparable for a water-based sealer to go on top of the water-based product that we have here. So that's basically how hard this is. It's super easy. You really have to just play and experiment with it. And just go and see what it's going to come out looking like. You can see how it's already starting to turn. The copper is starting to turn, a real cool effect on there, and the iron will be turning too. Now, I already did this piece, which shows you this is just a block piece of wood. Here is what the iron looks like. Here is the copper. You get that real pretty verdigris look. Here is brass, which you get kind of another shade. If you can kind of see the two greens there, they are a little bit off in color by a little bit. And then here is the bronze, which ends up having lots of blues in it with a little bit of green too. So it just depends on what you've put on there, the effect that it's going to come out with it. This is a piece that I did that I bought at a shop. It's a filigree piece that you put over something else, or frame yourself. But I put lots of different colors on here. You can see that the iron came through really pretty, and lots of bronze and some copper in there in different spots. So that had a real pretty effect as far as the different colors that came out with this. So basically, the biggest secret is play. You got to just play, experiment, slap it on there and spray it. Slap it on, spray it, and walk away. That is the hardest thing. This would be great on kitchen cabinets or furniture or anything you want to put it on. Stop and think about it. Candlestick holders. You could do it on little candlestick holders. This is my first piece I've ever done on a lathe. I'm learning how to do it too. So hopefully that gives you some good ideas. Have fun and just experiment. And send us pictures of what you do. We love to see what you do with this stuff. Bye.